Am I on the air?
Do I have everybody's attention now? Do I have everybody's attention now?
John, I got you.
John, do I have everybody's
Sunday
attention
night.
now?
You put them cameras on me, then you must be willing to get that heart touch. This a must-see feeling. The news ain't good, then it must be villain. So I say a tag grounded, I don't trust these ceilings. Spread across your nose, and I'm on your ear. Highest necks on the cloud. Hammer in the air, Sunday nights, prime time. I flex mine better, Voltron transform to DX Don. Mega and off scene. You probably think I'm nice, cause I flow like a stream to your wireless device. And the smoke full of steam on any given night. How short like a piece of any given slice. And for the latest and what is best about I tune in and tune the rest out, Don. You gotta tell them, am I in the clear? Is this thing on? Am I on the air? On the air.
Well, what is going down, everybody? Welcome back to another brand new edition of Am I on the Air? It's our season finale. That's right, it is time. Season 18, episode 29, and tonight's show is titled Love in This Club. That's right, and it is our season 18 finale. Very, very cool that we have done 29 episodes in this season. But you know, every time we get into late September, early October, with the launch of all these new shows and everything going on, it's time for a new season. So don't worry, we're not going to be off the air for any extended amount of time. We're just wrapping up this current summer season, and then we'll start off fresh on the next episode. So tonight, we have about 10 days worth of stuff to get through because I did not do an episode on Monday. I'm sorry. That is usually when we broadcast live. But it's been a crazy, crazy week. Just in my personal life, just a ton of going on at work. It's been super, super busy. So we are broadcasting live from the Red Dragons Radio Studios here in Tucson, Arizona on a Friday. That's right, we usually never do a show on a Friday, but we're doing it Friday. It is September the 20th, and I'm doing it tonight, and I decided to wait till today to do it because I got to see another movie. So as always, we love to bring you our non-spoiler movie reviews to talk through. So I have two reviews for you. We have Hustlers from last week, and then I have a brand new review for Rambo Last Blood. That's right. So I actually saw Rambo last night, and it's opening premiere night. You know how they do little preview showings the night before it opens up worldwide. And I was able to go see it early. Me and Geeky Pat, we checked it out, and we will talk about it here tonight. So I was going to do a show on Wednesday night, and then I said, you know what, let me just hold off another day, and then that way I could talk Rambo, so I could bring you a jam-packed edition. So we got two movie reviews for you, and then of course we got everything that's been happening in the world of entertainment news, TV, movies, reviews, everything over the past 10 days or so since our last episode. So let's get into it. Our movie reviews, non-spoiler, don't have to worry about that. Let's start off with Hustlers. So this was the movie that I saw last week, and oh boy, was it awesome. It was a really good movie, based on a true story. This movie takes place over the course of 2007, 2008, to about 2015, I believe. And it's about a group of strippers that take advantage of some wealthy men and the scheme that they come up with to try to make some money and not have to do as much dancing anymore. It's a very interesting story, and I'll tell you, after watching it, I was like, I don't know if I ever want to go back to a strip club ever again. But it was intense, and the casting The acting in this movie, phenomenal. And I got to start off with Jennifer Lopez. Oh my goodness. J-Lo. Her introduction scene in this movie is one of the greatest scenes ever put to film. I'll just say that. And it's phenomenal. And then you have Constance Wu from Fresh Off the Boat, and of course she was in Crazy Rich Asians, and she's so good. And those are your two leads, and then you have some side characters and stuff too. But it really all revolves around the relationship between Constance Wu's character and Jennifer Lopez's character, and the way the movie played out, the twist and the turns, what the scheme that they come up with to get money from these guys. It's incredible, man. I was intrigued. I was tuned in. Of course, I went to the movie to see hot chicks in a strip club. I'm going to be completely honest. But walking out of it, the movie is so much more than that. And it's a very intriguing story. And it makes me want to do more research. It makes me want to find out what the true, real story was. Look at the real characters that they're portraying. I just found it to be super intriguing. So I highly recommend Hustlers. And it looks like a lot of you went out and saw it. It was the number 2 movie at the box office last weekend, but it made $33 million, which is far above and beyond anything that they thought this movie was going to make. So pretty awesome. My hat is off to them. I'm even hearing possible Oscar talk for J-Lo, which is just incredible. She definitely deserves it. You could tell she worked her ass off for this movie, and it pays off. So on my scale, I would give Hustlers 4 stars out of 5. I really, really, really dug it, and I think you would too. Give it a chance, because if you are one of those people that just saw the trailer and said, oh, it just looks like some generic, stupid stripper movie, it's so much more than that, so give it a shot. Alright, 4 out of 5 stars. And now let's get into our hot off the presses review. Like I said, this movie is just coming out today in wide release, but I went to the preview showing last night, and that is Rambo Last Blood. This is the 5th Rambo movie in the franchise, and wow, I'm still blown away by how I felt walking out of this movie last night. When it starts off a little bit slow, and I remember sitting there being like, okay, well, I hope they get going. And then the movie got going, and it doesn't slow down, and it's incredible. I had a major blast with this movie. You know, I grew up on Rambo First Blood, Rambo First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3. Grew up on those movies in the 80s, and they were fun, nostalgic kind of movies. And then it kind of went away, right? And then Rambo 4, which was just called Rambo, came out several years ago, and I loved Rambo 4. It is my favorite movie of the franchise, and I just love its brutality, and I love the way Stallone plays this character. So going into this movie, I was like, let's see what we do. How can it really top that? And even though I don't like it as much as I like the last Rambo movie, it's probably my second favorite. Seeing John Rambo try to hold back his aggression and hold back his anger, and then be invoked to then let it go, and you see that switch happen. Oh my God. It's insane. The loose story for this, without me spoiling anything, is the movie takes place, I believe, about 10 years after the last movie, and it might even be 10 years in real life. And he's living on his farm, and his niece talks about how she's found her dad. Her dad abandoned her many, many, many years ago, and she found her dad down in Mexico, and she wants to go see him. And Rambo's like, no, you can't. He's not a good guy. He's a very bad guy, and I don't want you to go see him, so stay away. And of course she goes and does it anyway, and ends up getting kidnapped. And then therefore Rambo's like, oh hell no, and he's going to get his niece back. I just don't even know what else to say to tell you guys just how much fun this movie is. If you're a fan of Rambo in any sense of the way, you're gonna like this movie. It is graphic, it is bloody, it is gory, I mean, when he hurts people, and you need to be prepared for that. If you are and you don't mind that kind of stuff, check it out. And I'll tell you, the last 20 minutes or so of this movie are just balls to the wall action turned up to the 1000th degree. I was like, oh my God, this movie is a blast. And it's only an hour and a half long. So the timing is perfect. The pacing is perfect. And it does exactly what it set out to do. This Rambo Last Blood is the Rocky Balboa of Rambo movies. I mean, he's older. He's trying to move away from this life. But these guys that got his niece are drawing him back into that anger. And you don't want to make John Rambo angry. Really, really good. So, man, I would give this 4 stars out of 5 as well. I'm so close to giving it 5, to be honest. I'm so on the fence between 4 and 5. I'm gonna go with 4 because, the movie is very just typical revenge flick. It doesn't do anything really out of the norm or crazy or unique for me to really push it to that 5-star. But you go in thinking revenge, Rambo, crazy action. There's no way you're going to walk out of this not loving it. Rambo, Last Blood, 4 out of 5 stars. So 2 very, very good movies for me to recommend to you guys. Hustlers and Rambo Last Blood in theaters now. 4 out of 5 stars for both of them. Great times at the theater. I want to see Ad Astra, and we might go see it next weekend. I know my brother-in-law wants to see it too. But I'm starting to hesitate on Ad Astra because as much as I was excited to see it, I'm starting to hear a lot of early reviews coming out saying this movie is very, very slow. And it is a super slow burn. And I'm hearing people being bored, falling asleep in the theater. It's just too much. And now I'm like, I don't even know if I want to watch this thing anymore. So we'll see. We'll keep you posted on what ends up happening with Ad Astra. But there's my reviews of the week. And let's shift gears and get into our news of the last week and a half or so. Okay, so on last week's episode, we talked about that Margot Robbie might be wanting to reboot Tank Girl. Well, it looks like it is happening. That's right. They already got a director. Miles Joris Perafiti is set to direct Margot Robbie in a Tank Girl reboot. I still don't think this is a movie we need, but hey, obviously they have a good idea, so we'll let it roll. Dermot Mulroney is going to be joining Amazon Prime's Hannah for Season 2. We have the first trailer for Jason Momoa's new Apple TV Plus series called C. So Apple TV Plus is going to be, of course, Apple's streaming service, which is going to run about $5 a month because everybody needs a streaming service now. And this is one of the brand new shows that's going to be coming to it, C, with Jason Momoa. The service will launch in November, and we got a couple different articles up talking about the November 1st release date, the $4.99 charge. If you buy a new iPhone, I believe you get the first year for free of Apple TV, which is pretty cool. And which, by the way, the new Apple iPhone dropped today, iPhone 11. So if you get that, you should be able to get the first year for free. And then we also got some articles up talking about all the TV shows that are in production and everything coming to the new service. Stephen King's new novel, The Institute, is actually being developed into a television series. Rita Arya, Yusuf Gatewood, and Marin Ireland are joining Umbrella Academy Season 2 over on Netflix. Stranger Things' Joe Keery is joining the show No Activity for Season 3. That's on CBS All Access. There was going to be a new Muppet show coming to Disney Plus, and unfortunately it has been canceled. That's right, Disney has pulled the plug on this for now, so we'll see if it comes back later on down the road, but no new Muppet series as of now for Disney Plus. Todd Strauss-Schulzlin, who directed The Final Girls, is set to helm a new STX film movie called Zombie Brother. Okay. Which is based on the hit Chinese manga. So there you go. Zombie Brother being developed into a film. Warner Brothers and the CW are developing the Dark Shadow show. They're developing a new sequel series that's going to be coming to the CW. Thor Frudethel is set to direct Skywatchers. That's right. He's adapting the upcoming Carrie Arcos novel Skywatchers. We talked about this a little bit on last week's show, but Paramount is moving forward full steam on a Face Off reboot. So that will be really interesting. Like I said, Face Off is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's really going to just depend on who they get. And I know the internet really wants Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. And once I saw that, I was like, I'm sold. Let's do that, because that is pretty incredible. I would love for it to be those two. Hobbs and Shaw is set to hit digital in October, and the Blu-ray will hit in November. So can't wait to pick up Hobbs and Shaw. Bill Skarsgård and Andy Muschietti have been discussing maybe another It movie. Of course they're going to do it. This movie's making so much damn money. It's a big franchise. Why would you stop? It Chapter 3, I feel, is coming at some point. The 90s kids show Ghost Rider is actually coming back to life, and it'll be coming to the Apple TV Plus series. We're finally going to get the Hawaii Five-0 and Magnum PI crossover. That's right. A 2-part crossover is coming. They've narrowed down a story that they're putting together. I'm a big fan of Hawaii Five-0. I was so-so on Magnum, but I didn't mind it. And what I really thought was always weird about this was that both shows take place on the same island in Hawaii. So if Magnum is trying to fight some crime and working against some bad guys, where is the 5-0 task squad? That's what I want to know, right? Because the 5-0 team is always running around Hawaii too, so how have they not crossed paths yet? So I'm excited that they're finally realizing this and they're doing something about it. So a 2-part crossover coming for Hawaii Five-0 and Magnum PI this season. Schitt's Creek Season 5 is going to be hitting Netflix in October. John C. Reilly is actually stepping in to replace Michael Shannon in a new HBO Lakers drama show that they're putting together. Chiwetel Ejiofor is set to play the villain in the upcoming Mark Wahlberg action thriller Infinite. The Russo Brothers. People keep asking them, you going to come back to Marvel? You going to do something? You going to do any other Marvel shows? Movies? What are you going to do? And they have stated they want to come back to do the Fantastic Four movie. So, pretty awesome right there. Fantastic Four with the Russo brothers. Sign me up. I mean, why not? So, I'm very, very intrigued by this one here. They would love to come back to do Fantastic Four. I always thought Peyton Reed would do Fantastic Four if they did it, and maybe they would. I'm not saying this is a lock. But if the Russo brothers want to come back to do this, and they've made the biggest film of all time with Avengers Endgame, I think Marvel will probably pretty much say, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So, we'll see how it goes. Liv Tyler is set to star opposite Rob Lowe in the upcoming 911 spinoff that's coming to Fox called 911 Lone Star. So, Liv Tyler coming to that. Alexander Skarsgård has been cast as the villain Randall Flagg in the upcoming Stand TV series. That's right, they're doing The Stand over on CBS All Access, and Alexander Skarsgård will be Randall Flagg. Whoopi Goldberg and Jovan Adipo are also joining the Stand TV series. Colin Trevorrow has released the Battle at the Big Rock, which is a Jurassic Park short film. It runs only about 8 minutes. It takes place 1 year after Fallen Kingdom. And it's a really cool short. It's very, very cool, and people are loving this thing. So everybody's hoping that this is the direction that they're going in for Jurassic World 3. And we'll still have to wait and see how it pans out. But if you haven't seen it yet, check out our social media, and you can watch the full short right now online. We have the links posted. Netflix is developing a Time Lost, which is a new drama, and it is going to have Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things in it. I believe it's also an original story that she came up with. BBC America is doing a show called The Watch, which is a new series based on Discworld novels. Paramount Pictures has scooped up the Valiant Comics Harbinger from Sony Pictures. So Paramount's going to be doing it, which kind of shuts down the Valiant cinematic universe that we all thought we were going to get starting with Bloodshot. So very interesting to see Harbinger moving to Paramount from Sony. Game of Thrones actor Richard Dormer is set to lead Terry Pratchett's series The Watch. It director Andy Muschietti says he wants to shoot new scenes for the potential supercut that he's putting together, so that would be pretty cool. Uza Aduba is set to join Fargo Season 4. Congratulations to a very Brady renovation. It has set HGTV ratings records with 8 million viewers to see that renovation go down. Very interesting. HBO will be tracing the Targaryens' history in the new Game of Thrones prequel that they're putting together, so now we know a little bit more information about that. John Lithgow is set to star opposite Jeff Bridges in FX's new pilot called Old Man. HBO Max's, which is their streaming service, they have a new show called Tokyo Vice, which has just landed Ken Watanabe in a lead role. Little Monsters, which was a movie coming out pretty soon, has been acquired by Hulu, and Hulu will actually release it in October. So very cool. I think it looks great. I'm looking forward to Little Monsters. I think it's got great positive buzz from the Sundance Film Festival, and that's why Hulu acquired it. They wanted to have something new and original on their network, and good for them picking up Little Monsters. You can watch the trailer right now too. We have the Red Band trailer posted up. Sterling K. Brown and Kerry Washington have a new movie called Shadow Force that they just did together, and Lionsgate has picked up the distributing rights for that. Paul Feig and Universal are developing a new monster movie called Dark Army. So there we go. We're finally getting back into some of the monster movie stuff, and very interesting to have Paul Feig in that one. Mads Mikkelsen is joining Alexander Payne's next project over at Netflix. Death on the Nile has added Victoria and Abdul's Ali Fazal to the cast. Ellen Bernstein and Emma Thompson have joined the new Peter Pan film, The Lost Girls. J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot Company has closed a massive 5-year deal with Warner Brothers. That's right, Warner Media has an exclusive contract with them now that'll run through 2024. Good on him. South Park has been renewed for another 3 seasons over at Comedy Central. Hells to the yeah, that's right. South Park renewed for another 3 seasons. So there you go, which is season 26 coming out of this. Woo! Love it. Filming has officially begun on a new Wrong Turn movie. That's right. I believe they're finally remaking it and kind of going back to scratch. But yes, Wrong Turn is coming again. His Dark Materials finally has a release date, and it's coming in November over on HBO. We have the official casting for The Suicide Squad. That's right, James Gunn came out and he announced who is officially in the movie, and here's who we got. David Dastmalchian. We got John Cena. Jai Courtney coming back as Captain Boomerang. Joaquin Cosio. Nathan Fillion. Joel Kinnaman coming back as Rick Flag. Mei Ling Ning. Flula Borg. Sean Gunn, who of course is one of the Ravagers in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he does all the mocap stuff for Rocket. Juan Diego Bodo. Storm Reed. Pete Davidson. Taika Waititi. Alice Braga. Steve Agee. Tanashi Kajis. Daniela McCord, Peter Capaldi, the Doctor Who himself, Julio Ruiz, Jennifer Holland, Viola Davis coming back as Amanda Waller, Idris Elba officially confirmed, Margot Robbie back again as Harley Quinn, and Michael Rooker, because what would be a James Gunn movie without Michael Rooker? So that, my friends, is your casting for The Suicide Squad. Coming out within the next 2 years. So it's nice to have an official casting put to that. Hayley Atwell has officially confirmed that she will have a lead role in Mission Impossible 7 and 8. So that gets me very excited. I love Hayley Atwell. I loved the rumor when we had it last episode, and I love that she's confirmed now. Alright, so next up, we got Amazon Studios acquiring Robert Kirkman's Super Dinosaur. That's right, so they're going to be doing that. Joker movie predicted to open very, very big at the box office. They're looking for an $80+ million opening, and the reviews have been incredible. Can't wait to see that October 4th. Toni Collette is joining Bradley Cooper in Guillermo del Toro's upcoming film Nightmare Alley. Toni Collette's so good lately, man, just killing it. Michael Fassbender is set to take the field for Taika Waititi's Next Goal Wins. That's right, Next Goal Wins will be his next project. And Michael Fassbender, man, it's always a good win to get him on your project. HBO Max has ordered the new Lupita Nyong'o and Danai Gurira limited series Americana. So that'll be coming to the HBO streaming service. Mark Rylance will play 4 versions of Satan in the upcoming Terrence Malick movie. We have the first trailer for Countdown, which looks pretty interesting. You download an app, it tells you when you're going to die, and then there's no way to avoid it, you're going to die. SNL added 3 new people, Chloe Fineman, Shane Gillis, and Bowen Yang to season 45, and then like a day later fired Shane Gillis because he said some racist shit, and they said, peace out. And then he responded saying, I was always a Mad TV guy anyway, so good way to handle it, buddy. We have the new trailer for Midway, the new second trailer for that, which looks really, really good. The new trailer for Like a Boss, which is a Tiffany Haddish movie with Salma Hayek and Rose Byrne, looks more like a Netflix stay-at-home kind of movie, but just saying. Felicity Huffman's been sentenced to 14 days in jail for her role in the college admissions scandal. Blackish is set to host a Girlfriends reunion in an upcoming episode, and I know my boy JV Lewis is very excited about this. So yeah, that is coming to Blackish. Queen Sugar has been renewed for season 5 over on the OWN network. Pretty cool. Deleted scene was released from the first Iron Man movie when Nick Fury shows up and talks about, the bigger universe and that he's got the Avenger Initiative. Well, in this deleted scene, he talks about people being bit by radioactive spiders and mutants, and he actually references mutants in Spider-Man, not directly by name, but like I said, saying mutants and talking about people being bit by a radioactive spider. So they were teasing a very widespread universe when they shot Iron Man 1, but it ended up being a deleted scene. But nonetheless, it's still very cool to actually watch the scene play out. So look that up if you haven't seen it. R.I.P. to MoviePass. That's right, it's about damn time, but the subscription service is officially shut down. MoviePass is over. We have the new trailer for Ford v Ferrari, which I think is going to be a really good one when that one comes out. Big rumor mill has it that Robert Downey Jr. will actually come back to reprise Tony Stark or Iron Man in the upcoming Black Widow movie. That's right, because remember, Black Widow is a prequel that takes place between Civil War and Infinity War. So maybe she'll talk to Tony. Maybe it's just a quick phone call. We don't know what it is. It's, of course, is not confirmed, but this is a big, big rumor that's out there. So we might get to see Robert Downey as Mr. Stark once again. No Good Nick has been canceled over on Netflix after just 1 season. John Mulaney is set to play Henry David Thoreau in Apple TV Plus's upcoming show Dickinson. Director Joe Russo says that Sony is making a tragic mistake splitting Spider-Man from the MCU, and I tend to agree. Rick Ocasek, lead singer of The Cars, has passed away at the age of 75. So our thoughts and prayers go out there. Congratulations once again to Jennifer Lopez, as like I said, Hustlers debuted to $33.2 million, making it the best start or best live action opening for anything Jennifer Lopez has been in, so that's awesome. On the flip side, the other new release last weekend was The Goldfinch, and the movie bombed. That's right, 2.6 mil bombing after it opened in 2,542 screens, making it one of the worst starts of all time for a film launching in more than 2,500 screens. So pretty crazy there. Dan Aykroyd confirms that he will appear in Jason Reitman's Ghostbusters 2020, so that's awesome. Legendary Pictures has acquired the movie rights to Burt Kreischer's viral story called The Machine. 2 brand new M. Night Shyamalan films have been set for release, one in 2021 and one in 2023 over at Universal Pictures. Funko Animation is said that they're going to be doing a movie. That's right, Funko animated film movie in development over at Warner Brothers. So that'll be very, very interesting. They've done some little shorts on YouTube that look really, really cool. So I'd love to see what they could do with a full-length movie. Seinfeld streaming rights. Netflix has nabbed all 180 episodes, and they will start streaming on Netflix in 2021. Charlie Hunnam is set to lead a new Apple series adaptation called Shantarium. Production has officially begun on the new Mortal Kombat movie, so I can't wait. That's going to be awesome. That's finally moving forward. Jamie Lee Curtis teases that the upcoming Halloween sequels will dig deep into the first film. Sylvester Stallone is talking about doing a Cobra reboot, and maybe even a Tango and Cash 2 if you can get Kurt Russell to step in on it. The Lion King is set for digital release on October 11th, and Blu-ray on October 22nd. We have the first trailer for In the Shadow of the Moon, which is an upcoming Netflix movie that I think looks incredible. I'm really, really excited for this one, so that's coming soon in October to Netflix. American Ninja Warrior crowned its second ever $1 million winner in the season 11 finale. NBC has officially renewed the Titan Games, that's right, hosted by The Rock, for season 2. So the Titan Games coming back for season 2. Justin Theroux is set to star in Apple TV's upcoming adaptation of The Mosquito Coast. So Apple TV really ramping up here. Alexander Ludwig is set to play Stephen Amell's brother in the upcoming Starz wrestling drama, Heels. So there you go. I'm really excited for this show. I cannot wait. Alexander's cool, but I love Stephen Amell. Them playing brothers makes a lot of sense. I am down. Game of Thrones' Sophie Turner and 24's Corey Hawkins are set to star in Quibi's new show, Survive. Dan Aykroyd is going to have a season 2 guest stint in the upcoming season of The Conners. So there you go, Blues Brother reunion right there. We have the first trailer for Paul Rudd's new show, Living With Yourself, which looks pretty damn interesting, kind of like a multiplicity, which I like. So that is coming to Netflix, I believe, in October as well, so check out that trailer. A bunch of Cheers stars are set to reunite on The Goldbergs as part of ABC's Cast from the Past week. The new American Horror Story 1984 debuted this week. I have not had a chance to watch it yet. It's on my DVR, and I do plan to see it this weekend. So I've heard great things so far, so I'm very, very excited. Big fan of American Horror Story. We have the first poster for Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. You can check out that poster on all our social media. It's on our Facebook, it's on our Instagram, our Twitter, so check out that poster. It's pretty cool. Sterling K. Brown is set to produce a new drama series over at Fox called Everyday Insanity. Matt Jones is going to be returning as Badger in El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. It's coming to Netflix. Hogan's Heroes sequel series is in development from the original co-creator Al Ruddy. So I don't know how we need a Hogan's Heroes sequel series, but maybe that's coming. Timothy Olyphant is going to be joining Fargo Season 4 in a key role. So that's awesome. Timothy's always great in everything he does. Schitt's Creek Season 6 is set to premiere in January 2020 over on Pop TV. Ernie Hudson will also be returning to Ghostbusters 2020 as Winston Zeddemore, so that's awesome. Ivan Reitman has offered up some details on Paul Rudd's character in Ghostbusters 2020 if you want to know more about who he's playing. So, we've been talking a lot about streaming services, right? Everybody's got to have one. Well, NBC has officially announced their upcoming streaming service, which has been named Peacock. That's right. Peacock will be coming, I believe, in April of 2020. And they've announced a couple things. One being a Saved by the Bell reboot. That's right. You got AC Slater and Jesse Spano coming back for the reboot. They're the only two original cast members that have signed on so far. Mario Lopez and what's her face? I can remember Jesse Spano, but I'm blanking on her real name. But they've signed on to come back. In the story, it says that Zach Morris is actually California's governor, but Mark Paul Gosselaar said he has not been approached to join the reboot yet. And I think they need to. If he's going to be the governor, man, even if it's a little side role, come on, you got to have Zach. How do you not? So this will be exclusive to the streaming service, and I'm looking very forward to that. There's also going to be a rebooted Battlestar Galactica as well on the upcoming service. Of course, that they're bringing back AP Bio for the service. There's going to be a Psych 2 movie. Remember, Psych was a TV show that ran for a while. Then they did a movie. Now they're going to do part 2 of the or a sequel to the movie, which was going to be on TV, but now they're saving it for the streaming service. Marilyn Manson is set to join American Gods Season 3 as the singer of Blood Death. So there you go there. Spider-Man Far From Home dropped on digital this week, and the pretty cool trailers have dropped for it, especially one that's called the Night Monkey trailer, which is awesome. So check that out if you haven't seen it. I already got my digital copy, watched it on Tuesday. It looks so good, especially in 4K. Kiefer Sutherland is joining Quibi's The Fugitive reboot. That's right, and he'll be playing the legendary detective. So good on Kiefer Sutherland. That's awesome. This Is Us has just cast Tim Matheson as Rebecca's father for Season 4. The Big Bang Theory is set to stream exclusively on HBO Max on their streaming service. So pretty interesting how the rights kind of roll to certain things. Arsenio Hall says that he has a smart and classy stand-up special coming to Netflix, which is going to be pretty cool. I'm sure that'll be pretty great. A female Ghost Hunter series is in development over at the CW. It's called The Archived. Jon Favreau says that he wants to make another Star Wars holiday special for Disney Plus. That would be awesome. Kiefer Sutherland is also, I already talked about Kiefer Sutherland. Boyd Holbrook is set to be joining Kiefer Sutherland in the Fugitive reboot for Quibi. Charlene Yee has been tapped to play the newest Good Girl for Good Girls Season 3, which I love Good Girls, so if you haven't seen that, check that out. Elizabeth Berkley just came to me. There you go. So Mario Lopez and Elizabeth Berkley reprising their roles of AC Slater and Jesse Spano for the upcoming reboot, which they'll be parents now, and I think their kids are going to be going to Bayside. So we'll see where that ends up going. Disney is developing a family adventure movie called Knights. We have an article up that's called All the Disney Plus Movies and TV Shows Revealed. So if you want to know everything coming to Disney Plus, check out that article. A Ruth Handler biopic is set to highlight the Barbie eventer. The movie is going to be called Dream Doll. A House Party remake is in the works over at New Line Cinema. The Boondocks. I know a lot of people love the Boondocks. The Boondocks Revival has received a 2-season order on the HBO streaming service HBO Max. We have the first trailer for Raising Dion, which looks awesome. It is a Netflix family superhero drama from Michael B. Jordan, where his son has powers, and it looks really, really awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. Jamie Bell is set to be reuniting with Michael B. Jordan for Paramount's new picture Without Remorse. We have the first trailer for Dark Waters, which comes out November 22nd with Mark Ruffalo. It looks really, really good based on a true story. We have the new Knives Out trailer, which is phenomenal. I can't wait to see that. We got an article up with Rob Zombie talking about why Sid Haig's Captain Spaulding character is barely in 3 from Hell. So, check that out and kind of get a little behind-the-scenes peek. Early screenings have started happening for Gemini Man, the new Will Smith movie, and the first reactions are saying it's an action-packed technical marvel. People are praising and raving about this movie, so I'm excited. I think it looks great. I can't wait for Gemini Man. Congratulations to John Wick, which just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. John Wick Chapter 3 has only been out for a very short time, and it's already been sold more than 3 million units since it's hit home release. So that's pretty awesome, man. You don't hear too many articles or news anymore talking about how much something sells on digital or at home. And this is pretty cool, man. 3 million units, John Wick, killing it. Like I said, the Saved by the Bell reboot has supposedly not reached out to Mark Paul Gosselaar or Tiffany Amber Thiessen at this point. Willa Holland is set to return for the final season of Arrow, so that's awesome. He gets his sister back. Insatiable Season 2 is coming very soon to Netflix. We have your winner for America's Got Talent Season 14. In case you missed it, that's there, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody that does. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is returning to supernatural territory with a new horror film called Shrine. Netflix is doing a new musical movie called Sorta Like a Rock Star, so that's coming soon. Sony has officially pushed back the Peter Rabbit sequel, and it'll now come out on Easter 2020. The Craft reboot is getting its cast listing put together with Gideon Adlon, Lovey Simone, and Zoe. Sorry, I lost the last name here. And Zoe Luna. So there you go. Those are the three that will join Kaylee Spaney for the Craft reboot that nobody asked for. Supergirl Season 5 has added Mitch Pileggi and Cara Buono in recurring roles in the upcoming season. Joaquin Phoenix is set to star in a new A24 drama written and directed by Mike Mills. Fede Alvarez is set to produce Legendary's next Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. So we don't know much else about it. I don't know. They're saying at this point that they might go the Halloween route, and it might be a sequel, a direct sequel to the original movie, or it'll maybe be a part of the new timeline they've established. Who knows, man? There's so many Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. What's nice about it is they got a Fede Alvarez behind it. It's kind of like how James Wan jumps into some of these other horror movies. You get a good producer, you get a good head on your shoulders, and you might have something nice. So we'll see where it goes. I think their smartest directions to kind of go the Halloween route, so we'll see where that winds up. I'm so excited about this news that broke yesterday that Tom Welling, who of course played Clark Kent / Superman on Smallville for like 10 years. I love Smallville. Finally reprising his role. He's coming back to play it in the Arrowverse crossover, Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's so awesome. And then earlier today, the news broke that Erica Durance, who played Lois Lane on Smallville, is also going to be in the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover with Tom Welling. So we're going to have Lois and Clark. It's awesome. I'm so excited. Here's what I'm worried about, though. Will he just be Clark Kent, or will he actually be Superman? Because obviously in the last episode of Smallville, he became Superman. What I'm worried about is a lot of the news that's come out in the last 24 hours about him joining says that he's Clark Kent. Nothing says he's Superman. You know, like when they signed up Brandon Routh to reprise his Superman role, it said he was Superman. When Tyler Hoechlin is it says he's Superman. It keeps just saying Clark Kent for Tom Welling. So maybe it's years down the road. Maybe he's, stopped being Superman. We'll see what direction they take this. But nonetheless, I'm just excited that Tom Welling's going to be in the crossover because it's bringing together all of these outside influences. And I think it's super, super cool. Elena Huffman is joining the 100 as a recurring guest in the upcoming final season. The Sinner Season 3 is on its way, and we have the first teaser trailer for it you could check out. Jodie Turner-Smith is joining Michael B. Jordan also in the new movie Without Remorse. We have the first trailer for Badlands starring Mira Sorvino. We have the trailer for The Rhythm Section starring Blake Lively. Netflix has officially renewed Glow for a 4th and final season. So one more round. Hey, I'm down. I love Glow. This last season was just okay for me. So I like that they're going to wrap it up. And on a side note, I've heard people suggesting Betty Gilpin for She-Hulk. I'm 100% into that casting. If you see Glow, you know she could do it. You know she could pull it off. She's awesome, and I'd love to see her as She-Hulk. Showtime has officially delayed the Affair finale, and Kidding with Jim Carrey has been pushed back to next year so they can pair it with the upcoming season of Homeland. So there you go. When they say they're delaying the Affair finale, it just what it was is that it was going to be a 2-hour season finale episode, and they decided to break it into 2 1-hour episodes. So it'll just be one more week until the finale. And then Kidding was supposed to come out in November, and now they pushed it back to February, I believe, to match it up with Homeland. Disney's Cruella movie has added Into the Badlands actress Emily Beecham. Natalie Morales is joining Denzel Washington and Rami Malek in their upcoming movie The Little Things. Bob Odenkirk has a new action thriller called Nobody from the John Wick writer that's set for an August 2020 release date. We got a pretty cool article up with Jai Courtney talking about returning as Captain Boomerang in the Suicide Squad. Arnold Schwarzenegger says that he's 100% sure that a twin sequel is happening with Eddie Murphy and Danny DeVito, so I'm still waiting for triplets all these years. Bring it on, let's do it. Brad Pitt praises the David Fincher-helmed World War Z 2 that almost happened and got delayed and then canceled. So, what could have been. Rian Johnson offers up an update on his status of his Star Wars trilogy. He says he's kind of waiting on Lucasfilm at this point to see what direction they want to go with the franchise. Big Bang is getting a little mini reunion, kind of, behind the scenes. Mayim Bianclik? God damn, man. Trying to do her last name. And Jim Parsons are teaming up for a new Fox comedy called Carla, which is based on the BBC sitcom Miranda. She's going to actually star in the show. He's just a producer on it. He's not expected to have an on-screen presence, so we'll see what goes there. And our last piece of news is just that Ryan Seacrest today closed his deal to once again come back as the host of American Idol. So, yes, so of course he's never going to step away from that. Why would he, right? And that, my friends, is the news of the last 10 days or so. Not too bad. We did it in about 45 minutes, and I think we had a good time doing it, right? So let's jump gears on over to release dates and what's coming out. On Blu-ray and DVD this week, so it already happened since we're recording on Friday, was X-Men Dark Phoenix. So that's officially released on disc now. I've had it for a couple weeks on Blu-ray or on digital. I really like Dark Phoenix. Once again, if you're an X-Men fan, comic book fan, and you stayed away from this, movie for whatever reason, don't. You should watch it. I think it's a really, really good X-Men film. In theaters now is going to be Rambo: Last Blood, like we already talked about, Ad Astra, and Downton Abbey the movie. And then, here's your box office as of this past weekend. Number 10 was Dora and the Lost City of Gold with 1.9 mil. Number 9 was The Peanut Butter Falcon with 2 million. Number 8 is The Goldfinch with 2.6. Number 7 is Overcomer with 2.7. Number 6 is Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw with 2.8. Number 5 is The Lion King with 3.6. Number 4 is Good Boys with 4.3. Number 3 is Angel Has Fallen with 4.4. Number 2, Hustlers with a nice 33.2 million debut. Very, very nice. And number 1, once again for the second week in a row, it's It Chapter 2 with $40.8 million. Phenomenal, great, unbelievable, super cool, outrageous, and amazing. Such a great box office there for It and for Hustlers. Let me take a quick gander here and make sure I didn't miss some of the other new trailers that dropped this week, because there's been a lot of stuff that's been kind of going down trailer-wise this week, and we've been dropping a lot of stuff left and right that I want to make sure you guys do not miss out on. So, let's see. So, this week, we talked about Countdown, we talked about Little Monsters, the Red Band, Midway, Ford v Ferrari trailer 2, In the Tall Grass. This is one I don't think we talked about. This is based on the Stephen King novella and it's got Patrick Wilson. It's coming to Netflix. It looks really, really good. So check out In the Tall Grass. Knives Out trailer 2. We talked about Dark Waters. We talked about Rhythm Section. We talked about, and then earlier today, a trailer dropped for Fractured, which is a new Netflix movie with Sam Worthington, and the new trailer for Ordinary Love with Liam Neeson. So those are the latest and greatest there that have dropped trailer wise. So there you have it, my friends. Thank you so much for getting caught up with me on all the latest and greatest that's going down in the world of entertainment news. Let's do some shout outs. Our official webpage is amiontheair.com. You could follow us on Twitter at Am I on the Air? You can follow me on Twitter at DXDonMega, DXDonMega. That's all on Twitter. You can like us on Facebook at Am I on the Air? Of course, subscribe to us, download us, do everything you can there from a podcast perspective. Apple Podcast, of course, we're always streaming on Apple. If Apple's not your thing, and I don't blame you because Apple's not my thing, but you can get us then on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play Podcast. We're all over the interwebs on every podcast platform, so check that out. On top of that, of course, follow me on Stardust at Don Mega, DonMega. I'll follow you back on Stardust. For those of you saying, what the hell is Stardust? That is a app that you download where you can do 30-second mini reviews on TV shows, movies, trailers. It's great. So follow me. I love Stardust, and I'll follow you back. You can follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, simply at Am I on the Air. And thank you to our affiliates at reddragonsradio.com. Red Dragons Radio is a great site that you go to. It's got a bunch of different podcasts on it. Check them out. Share the love. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me on this season finale. I can't wait till next week. A bunch of shows come back. New shows start. We're going to have a lot to talk about. So since we're doing this show on a Friday, I will not be doing a new episode on Monday. There's just no point to do another episode in a couple days. So I'm going to let the whole week breathe so we can watch all the new stuff. And then when we come back on our season premiere the following Monday, we'll have a lot to catch up on, and it should be pretty fantastic. So hope everybody has a great weekend. Have a great week. Take care of yourselves and each other. And until next time, y'all. Peace!
Bye, everybody. Red Dragons! Red Dragons!